So you've had your first few gigs and now you want more. Here's what you need to do. It's worth mentioning now the tips become more important throughout the video, so make sure you stay to the end. Step 1. Speak to other musicians in your area to find out where else there is that you can play. You'd be amazed at how many extra places there are that you've never heard about that are maybe out in the sticks or just in the centre of town and you've never even noticed them. A lot of country pubs especially are interested in putting on music because they have a set of regulars that they want to keep happy and make sure that they keep them as regulars, but also they want to bring new people to the pub, and a good way to do that is to put on a musician. This is perfect for you because you can just go in there and ask them, hey, do you want to put me on? I play this style of music and I cost this much. See what they say. Step 2. Call up pubs that are outside of your area. Find out if they put on live music and ask if they'd book you. Now, full disclosure here, getting booked off the first call to a pub outside of your area that you've never been into before is very, very slim. You're more likely to convert them on maybe the 4th, 5th call if you never go in. Maybe even as many as 8, 9, 10 calls. What I generally do, if I want to find out if a place does music, I'll call them up, speak to them, introduce myself, and then say, hey, I'm going to follow up by bringing in my card on this day. Is the manager in then? Find out when the manager's in. Also get their email address. If it's not already online, send them an email, send a link to your stuff so they can see what you do. You'll increase your chances of getting booked tenfold. Calling up pubs is also good because it means you can get through more pubs in a day. If you have to physically go to the location, then you're restricted by the time it takes you to get from pub to pub. Join all the Facebook groups to do with musicians and pubs in your area. This is really good because you can speak to other musicians and literally just ask in group chats, hey, which pubs are really good to put on music? Where's really good live music at the moment? Then people will tell you all these different places you can go and watch live music, but if they're putting on live music, you can then sneak in there and try and get booked. This is really good because some of these groups have over 100,000 members, so you're likely to get an answer really quickly, and you'll get lots of answers as well, which means that you've got lots more opportunities to find places you would never have found otherwise. It's sort of almost like having staff where people are all looking for gigs for you and looking for places you can get booked. Like, it's perfect. You go brrr, all the way through the list and you've got lots of pubs. Now, the last 2 tips, as always, really important. Number 4, go to open mic nights you've not been to before, or ones that you have been to before that haven't then booked you for a gig. This is the best way to get booked, I'm convinced, because pubs actually get to see how you get on with their audience. There's no worries about if it will go down well or not because the audience gives the pub that response, so they can't question it. And it shows you're proactive, you're there, and you're happy to put on entertainment almost for free as part of the open mic night. Now, you might have to go to 1, 2, 3, 4 different open mic nights at the same pub before you get booked, but that's fair enough. You can't expect just to get booked the first time all the time. Life isn't perfect, that's just the way it is. Take your card in every open mic night you play and you'll find that you start to get booked for a lot more gigs a lot more quickly. Quick bonus tip, speak to the people running the open mic night, which is usually another musician, and ask for any tips to improve. Although this doesn't get you gigs, it does make you better, which means that when you do get gigs, you'll be a lot better and you'll be able to charge a lot more. Good tip, that one. 5th and final tip, the best way to get gigs is to get repeat gigs at venues you're already playing. This is easiest because you've already played there, you've got over the hump of them booking you for the first gig, they know what you do, they know that you put on a good show last time, so after you've played, make sure to speak to them and say, hey, would you be interested in booking me again, or maybe even on a recurring basis? This will get you booked for the whole month or the lots of months into the future, and technically counts as getting more gigs, so fits in this video. If you found value in today's video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. It helps me out a ton. We're growing like crazy at the moment. I think we've had 400,000 views in the last 28 days. I'd love to see you in the next video. Goodbye!